Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse One here. Today's a rainy day. We knew we were going to get one sooner or later, but man, it's like we had a stretch of some really dry weather. Really happy to see the rain. I was checking. It was funny. One of the things I did today, like with the tanks, I'm making sure like there's no debris up in here so that it's flowing good, and I checked the tanks behind the wolf's lair as well. Those ones all up front, they're all full, so I'm not even worried about any of them. Those ones are all full. But maybe we'll walk over. I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about. But I wanted to talk to you about, and I'm sprinkling as we're talking here too. I wanted to talk to you guys about something which I think, again, is something that needs to be paid attention to. Alright, watch this. See all that? See all that gunk and debris? So we'll get rid of that. But you see how the water's right there? That tank is full. So it doesn't really matter anyway, but still good to get the crap out of there. Let's take a look at this one. A little bit there. Alright, so that's that. But like I said, all those tanks are in the front are all full, so I'm not worried about any of them. They've been full. So now back here, we're going to get into what I was going to talk about in just a moment. Now back here I got up, check this one. This tank is one of the tanks that I've been using in the one behind the wolf's lair. That other one over here, that one's completely full. So I primarily, throughout the course of this not getting any rain at all, I've only really worked on 2 tanks and neither one of them were empty. It's nice to see the rain today because that obviously will be filling them back up. So there's the windows for next month. And the paneling is back here. I put that back here. So that is not going to have, I don't care if that gets any rain on it. It doesn't matter. But I didn't want the panels to get any rain on them right now. So, but anyway, alright. You guys have heard me talk many times, right? And I say I like to put my money into tangible goods. So what do I mean by that, right? And why do I feel that way? So was it 1974? I think it was 1974. They took us off the gold standard for the American dollar. So now we're on the fiat currency, which basically means the government says this is worth something. So there it is. Those situations are always subject to change. Never a guarantee of anything like that. So once they took the dollar off the gold standard, it's not backed by anything, basically, other than our military. The problem with that is, obviously, right now, with inflationary concerns and all that type of thing. Let's turn the dogs. With inflationary concerns and like that, that's something that is definitely concerning. The values being dollars being devalued, which means, at some point we could have an economic collapse. I mean, if you look back in history, look at Rome. Rome did not just collapse because of unlimited wars and all that type of stuff. The dinar, I think it was called the dinar, was when they first started making that, it was 95% silver. I knew you were going to come out, you little snot. It was 95% silver. By the time that they had basically collapsed as a government, it was down to 5%. Did you guys push the door open? No, you climbed out. Both of you climbed out. Okay. I went outside. They had to come out. You're so funny. You're so funny. So anyway, they were down to a 5% silver in that coin. You look at our coins. We're going to do a little comparison here, right? If you look back, dimes before 1964 64 and older, dimes were 90% silver, right? Half dollars, same thing. Quarters were, I think, like 60% silver, right? So, what are they now? None. There's no silver in the coins. All the new coins that they make, it's just a coin. They say it has value, so it has value. But it doesn't have the silver in it anymore. That should be concerning. It should be concerning to everybody, right? But people just go along and go, yep, whatever the government says, that's what we're going to do. Tangible goods are something that you can look at, right? Cat litter, tangible good. Insulation, tangible good. The wood stove, tangible good. Canning jars, soap, lanterns, you name it, wood, fire extinguisher in a corner, clothing. Those are all tangible goods. That's something that is there. It is something that has value. This can of nails that we use, that I picked up, this can, is an old school Maxwell House coffee can, guys. That's way old school. I got this at a garage sale. Guy had all these little nails in there. And I said at the time, when I got them, I'm like, I'll use them for something at some point. Well, here we are. We use them for tacking in the ceiling. I mean, they're there. It's something that has value, something that I can use. These picnic tables, they have value. So I would rather put my money into something that is barterable, something that I can trade, something that's going to hold its value. Those are important. Hey, get off of there. Yeah, I don't care. But those are things that have value. And that's something that you have to think about. The economy collapses and the dollar's now worth nothing. What do you got? You could have all the money in the world. But if you don't have, some silver, possibly gold, like I said, I don't ever recommend gold. Clyde, come on. I don't ever recommend gold. That's just me. Too hard to get rid of. I had gold at one point, and it was like impossible to get rid of. You can't take it to the bank. Bank's not going to go, oh yeah, we'll give you whatever the value is for that gold. They won't do it. You actually have to go to a certain place to go get that done. But that's neither here nor there. Silver, on the other hand, is good. Easier to get rid of, very tradable, and smaller denominations, and it's going to be worth more. It's going to hold on to its value. But again, the dollar is backed by nothing. Remember that. We are the modern day Rome, folks. It's a matter of time. And if you've seen the way things have been going, which is not good, that should give you pause. Now rains are coming a little harder again. I changed out, real quick, I'll tell you this too. I changed out the straw in the wolf's lair, and I put more straw into the dog run. So, because I knew today was going to be wet and muddy and stuff, so I'm like, well, let me get them an area where they can, go in, bed down, be dry, and like that. So, and then when they go to bed tonight, the puppies, they're going to have their spot ready to go, and they'll be ready. So that's kind of why. But anyway, I am going to jump off of here for now. I will be live streaming tonight, 8 o'clock. I encourage you all to join me. Private live stream at 6 o'clock. So definitely like to see you guys all there. I hope you're doing well. I will talk to you all later. Prepper Nurse 1 out for now.